Hi Montessori leaders, my name is Camila Campuzano. I'm the Community Manager and Head of School Growth here at Nido Marketing. In this week's Montessori marketing video, I'm going to be focusing on the website essentials for your Montessori school website. Now I want to emphasize that a Montessori school website should really be focused on those prospective parents. I know it can be tempting to build a website that really engages more with your current families, and that's great. I'll show you tips and tricks on how you can make that work, but really your website is your hub for growing your enrollment and having a thriving school community. So let's dive into my tips on how you can build a successful Montessori school website. So for this video, I'm going to be using nidosite.com. This is our sample school website. It's fully functioning and you can reference it at any point. Again, it's Nido, N-I-D-O, site, S-I-T-E.com. I'll link it in the description below. In this video, I will be just going through what makes this website effective in terms of helping to grow enrollment and just making it easier for prospective parents to use. So here I am on our homepage. You'll see that it's very clean, it's very simple, and it's very direct. The reason we want to keep it clean and simple is we want it to be very clear what we want parents to do. So you'll notice we start off with our tagline, Education for Life, and we lead with what ages we serve. This is information that parents need to know right away. We then make it very, very clear what the next step is, and that is to schedule a tour. In marketing, we call these calls to action or CTAs. It is very important that you only have one call to action on your homepage. It's best practice in the Montessori space for that CTA to be schedule a tour, and the reason why is because we know tours are what sell people on Montessori education. It should be very easy for families to be able to schedule a tour automatically online. They should be able to do this 24/7. Maybe they're up at night and they're busy. That's when they get their work done at midnight. They should be able to book a call. They don't have to call your school during working hours because they might be working during those working hours. So again, it's very easy for a parent to fill this out. We don't ask them too many questions. We don't include long forms. The shorter, the better. Just ask mostly for their name, email, phone number, and maybe what program they're interested in, and leave a blank here if they have any questions or comments. You don't want to have long forms because that usually deters parents from filling them out. You'll also notice up in the navigation bar, we have the option for parents to schedule a tour. This is always visible so they can access that easily. We follow with a mission statement and then why Montessori, and we're leading with the benefits. Nowhere on our homepage are we going to have big walls of text or clutter. We're very much just addressing the main benefits and highlights of Montessori education. If I scroll down a little bit more, I will have here a lead generator. In marketing, a lead generator is usually when you are offering a valuable resource or something important that that client would want in exchange for their contact information. So in this example, it is a 5-day free email course. It could also be an ebook. It could be a white paper or an article, maybe something on Montessori versus traditional, what's right for my family and my child. So it's something that a parent would want to learn more about or would want in exchange for that contact information. So if they fill this out, you have the email of an interested prospective parent, and they're getting a piece of valuable information that helps them build a better relationship with your school. We also lead with our program information. We break this down by age group where we list that. It's very important to be listing your age groupings throughout your website because we have different age groupings in Montessori. So we want parents to understand where their child would lie within our programs so they know which one to click in order to learn more. All too often I see Montessori school websites where they just list CASA or primary without listing the age groupings, and this can be misleading or annoying for parents when they find out that they actually is a 3-year cycle. So it's important to make that clear pretty immediately. We have our social proof, our testimonials. It's very important to have this on your homepage because, as we know, parents need to know that it is an effective approach to education. Best practice when it comes to testimonials is you want to keep it short and sweet. People are not going to read pages and pages of beautifully written testimonials, unfortunately. If you have longer testimonials, I highly recommend to create a testimonial video. That's always very effective, but it's always best when it's written to lead with these wow statements. For instance, this last one, sending our children here was the best decision we've made as parents. So if a parent gives you a paragraph long testimonial, find that wow statement and include that on your website. I recommend it. It will make it a little bit more captivating for those prospective families. We have another call to schedule a tour, and then a how to apply breakdown where we're also explaining to parents how it is very important for them to schedule a tour. It's the number one step in our admissions process. We know that coming in for the tour is what will sell them on Montessori. When they see our environments, when they see our materials, our children at work, it is usually something that wows families and it makes them see the difference and value behind Montessori. And finally, we have the latest from our blog where parents can learn a little bit more about Montessori. It's very important to have a blog or somewhere for parents to learn more because they're learning from you. It builds trust. It establishes you as a thought leader. And a lot of parents don't know the truth behind Montessori. There's a lot of misconceptions out there. So it's great when they can learn on your website. We also have a footer here. This is where you would add, for instance, if you have a parent portal or a staff portal, you would add that down here. We have our programs, we have our how to connect, we have our address and phone number, and we have all of the links to our social media pages, which is great because parents will want to check out your Facebook page or your Instagram page. So this is what would make up an effective Montessori homepage built to grow enrollment. Now let's take a look at the navigation bar here. We have our Montessori dropdown, which is basically where parents can learn everything they need to know about Montessori. We have our why Montessori, the Montessori approach, Montessori frequently asked questions. We have a video FAQ. We have a page about Dr. Mira Montessori or just the history of Montessori in general. And then we have a section here where parents can learn more, where we have book recommendations, additional videos where they can learn about the benefits of Montessori. And again, you can always reference Nido's site to see how we've built out these pages, but it's important to have this so that parents can learn about what Montessori really is, and they learn about it on your website. Again, this makes you look so much more reputable and trustworthy in the eyes of these parents. We then have our program pages where parents can learn about each program. Again, we're listing the age groupings here because it's important for parents to know, oh, I have a 3-year-old. They're going to be ready for that primary program. And so they can click there. On these program page information, we have our just a little snippet, and then we have what ages we're serving, and we have the hours. So parents know this is the hours that are available for this program. They need to know that information because many parents are working. You'll notice as well that on here, we are breaking everything up into sections and we're very much leading with the benefits. When it comes to the admissions section, you want to make sure you have information on how to apply, how parents can schedule a tour, any FAQ. Usually this is the area where parents have the most FAQ. And you do want to have a tuition and fees page and a financial aid if you are offering that at your school. Now with tuition and fees, schools usually approach this 2 different ways is what I've seen most of the time, and I think they're both incorrect. The first is to list your tuition directly on your website. Now, what happens with this is usually this is the most important piece of information that parents want to know. So they'll look at your pricing, and when they see that it's higher than local daycares, they might go away and not return to your website and not further engage with you while not actually taking the time to understand the true value behind Montessori. So you're losing a parent, you're getting a ghost engagement without even getting to talk to them and get them to see your classroom and get them to understand why they should choose Montessori. The other approach that I see a lot is that there is absolutely no mention of tuition and fees on the website, and schools are really, really gatekeeping it. This is very frustrating for parents because they know that it's going to cost them, and they don't want to have to make a call or ask you directly because it can be an embarrassing or awkward conversation if they feel that they cannot afford it. Instead, we have found a middle ground when we call this tuition gating, where a parent needs to fill out just a short form where we ask for their name, email, and what program they're interested in, and they click this button, and automatically they're going to receive an email with a PDF attached with that tuition breakdown. They're getting that information right away without having to talk to someone and feel embarrassed, and you are getting their contact information so you can follow up with them. You can invite them personally to come in for a tour. You can check in with them to see if they have any questions, and you can send them email marketing. So it's kind of a middle ground. You're not losing that parent completely, but you're also not making it awkward for them. We also have kind of a compare and contrast chart, and it explains, here's what you're going to be getting in Montessori versus here's what you're going to be missing out on. Again, we're just reiterating that this is a value-led decision. It is not a cost decision. It is a value-led approach. Under our About page, here's where we introduce our school to prospective families. We talk about what is our mission, what is our vision. We talk about our faculty and staff. I highly recommend highlighting your faculty and staff and talking about any accreditation that your teachers have. Anytime they complete a new training, they take some type of new course, put that on this page. Students are going to be with their Montessori teacher for 3 years. This is going to be what sells your school, is having that experienced staff. So make sure to highlight them. We also have our school history. I recommend talking about your school's history, what made you open, what is your vision. We have our school calendar, and we have a careers page. If you're currently recruiting or hiring, you can accept applications directly on your website. If you are a nonprofit, you could have a give section where parents can donate money. That's great to have this, and it kind of helps to raise funds year round. So I recommend having this if you're a nonprofit who is fundraising. We also have our blog section. I recommend publishing 1 blog a week. This is a great way to engage with current and prospective families and just educate people on the benefits of Montessori. Here you'll see some examples of the topics that we have. And of course, you want to have a contact us page or an inquiry form so that parents can just reach out with general questions. I recommend having this instead of listing your email directly on your website, because that way when people are placing inquiries, you're getting additional information. You're getting their name and maybe what program they're interested, and you're getting a question as well. Again, you'll see the schedule tour is always visible, and it's very much designed for those prospective parents. The last thing I want to point out is that if you're a Montessori school in the United States of America specifically, it is a legal requirement for you to have this ADA compliant software built into it. Any school, Montessori, public, private, needs to have ADA compliant software built into their website. We currently use UserWay at Nido Marketing, but there are plenty of options out there, and they're all pretty affordable to build into your Montessori school website. We include them at no additional cost with all the school websites that we build out. With this, it just makes your website a little bit more accessible to people that might have certain disabilities or impairments. For instance, if you look at this feature, it makes the letters a little bit different for people that might have dyslexia. There's also contrast settings for people that might have certain visual impairments to make your website just more accessible. That's another note. All right, and that's pretty much what. Thank you for tuning into this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions about how you can build a successful Montessori school website, you can comment in the section below. Leave any comments. I'm happy to help. I'll make sure to respond to every one of them. You can also always schedule a free consultation call with me where I can go over your current website. I can give you tips, and I can kind of demo what a website could look like with all of your school branding, which is always fun and exciting. You can always schedule those consultation calls for free. You don't have to work with us at the end of the call. I'm happy to give advice and answer your questions one-on-one. All right, I'll see you next week for another Montessori marketing video. Until then, take care.